In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to work a collapsed half kneeling passive range liftoff for hip flexion. First, let's go over the positioning. So you're going to start off by going into quadruped, so on all fours, and you're going to keep your hands under your chest. Okay, so you're going to stay pretty narrow, and all you're going to do is you're going to take one foot. So let's start with the right side. I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to bring it to the outside of my right hand. And notice I'm trying to keep my front shin parallel to my back thigh. Okay, so from here I am in this collapsed half kneeling. If it were full half kneeling, I would be vertical, right? So I am in this collapsed half kneeling. Now for the passive range liftoff, okay, so this is a concentric effort. Now this position, so I'm going to flip here so you can see here, this position is going to challenge hip flexion, right? Because I am in this half kneeling position. So in order to work hip flexion, we're going to actually be working the foot that's up, or the hip that is in flexion. Now, the passive range liftoff comes from you lifting your foot off the ground. So what I have here is a yoga block, and I'm going to keep my hands on this block. So this takes me out of that hip flex position, okay? And then from here, what I'm going to be able to do is now press my hands into this block, and my foot is slowly going to come off the ground. Okay, it is not a big range of motion because you should be close to your end range. This is a concentric effort, so if you're too deep, right, if I keep my hands here, I can try and lift my foot up, but I can't because I have taken up too much slack. So I want to come here on my hands on the block. If this is too difficult, I can make this a little higher, or I can stack two blocks to make it a little more stable, right? And eventually when you get really, really good, right, you can come back to the floor. Now, this is challenging, but what you need to really be able to do is press into the floor, collapse through the spine. So staying in this flex position is really going to help you also engage the regressive tissue in the abdomen. So you're going to be able to really radiate, create tension through the core. You press, 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 and then you lift and hold, hold, hold. Okay? Now, let's just review what that works on. So in that collapsed half kneeling, in the foot or the hip that is up, you are in a hip flex position. And now because you are collapsed, you've now closed that angle even further, right? And then I am asking you to simply lift the foot up. So in order to do that, you have to contract all that stuff that's very shortened on that closing angle. So if you want to make it tougher, like I said, you go deeper into the stretch, but you do have to give yourself enough space to create a concentric effort. It has to be able to come off the floor. So make sure you find that position that really allows you to just lift up about an inch at most, and then give it a shot. I will see you next time. Peace.